let's stop saying es bueno and start saying simple Spanish sentences that sound natural. To form basic Spanish sentences, we're going to break it down into 4 main parts. Words we already know, choosing a positive or negative tense, then adding a person to it, and then making it a question or an answer. Hi, my name is Jim Hart, and welcome to Spanish 103. They say the teacher learns more than the student. I sure hope so, because I'm meeting my parents-in-law for the first time in less than 100 days, and they only speak Spanish. My goal here is to teach things that I learn as I go, and hopefully that will accelerate my learning curve. If you're learning Spanish as well, I invite you to add comments on what has worked best for you. Let's get this thing done together. Okay, words that we already know that are very, very similar in English and Spanish. Some examples would be words ending in IBLE. So ible becomes ible. Possible becomes posible. Also similar with able. Probable, ending in able, becomes probable. It is can be es or esta. It is possible becomes es posible. How do you say es posible? How do you say it is possible? It is probable becomes es probable. How do you say it is probable? All right, we're going to add no to the beginning to make it a negative sentence. So if it is not terrible, it would be no es terrible. No es terrible. How do you say it is not terrible? It is not acceptable would be no es aceptable. No es aceptable. How do you say it is not acceptable? Awesome. Now let's add a person. For is para. Me is very similar in me. So for me is para mí. For you would be para ti. For me, para mí. For you, para ti. So it is not for you would be no es para ti. No es para ti. How do you say it is not for you? Good. It is not for you. It is for me. No es para ti. Es para mí. No es para ti. Es para mí. How do you say it is not for you, it is for me? Excellent. It is not possible for me would be no es posible para mí. No es posible para mí. How do you say it is not possible for me? Excellent. It is acceptable for me would be es aceptable para mí. Es aceptable para mí. How do you say it is acceptable for me? Awesome. Okay. To make it a question, we use exactly the same words and add a rise in tone at the end. Would that be okay? Is it acceptable for you? In English, we changed it from it is to is it to make it a question. In Spanish, we're going to keep it as it is acceptable for you, es aceptable para ti, but we add the inflection of tone upward at the end. Es aceptable para ti? Es aceptable para ti? How do you ask, is it acceptable for you? Good. Is it not possible for you? Would be no es posible para ti. No es posible para ti? How do you ask, is it not possible for you? Great. We're going to add a preference now Is it good or is it bad? Very is muy, M-U-Y. Good is bien. It can be bueno, but it can also be bien. It's more commonly said in the context of very good as muy bien. So no es bueno, muy bien. It is very good would be está muy bien. Está muy bien. It is not very good would be no está muy bien. No está muy bien. How do you ask, is it not very good? No está muy bien? To answer the question, you could say in the negative, no, I'm sorry. Would be no lo siento. No lo siento. How do you say, no, I'm sorry? Excellent. If it was okay, if it was acceptable, you could answer in the positive. Yes, very good. Yes, very good would be sí, muy bien. Sí, muy bien. How do you say yes, very good? Fantastic. We now have some sentences. Let's recap. We've got es posible, es probable, no es terrible, no es aceptable, no es para ti, es para mí, no es posible para mí, es aceptable para mí. ¿Es aceptable para mí? Muy bien. Está muy bien. No lo siento. Sí, muy bien. Okay, now, how can you ask me if it is acceptable to me? And if I asked you and it was not acceptable to you, how would you reply? And if you thought something was very good and I asked you, ¿es aceptable para ti? How would you reply? Very good. Muy bien. Está muy bien indeed. You've just learned another set of basic Spanish sentences. This has been Spanish 103.